Hi, welcome. This is Lee Jasper's Drive Time, right in the heart here of sunny Brixton. We're talking about BBC Question Time, in which, focused and located in Tottenham, the black community traduced the panel, the Question Time panel, with questions about knife crime. And we saw black women traducing the panel. Lee Jasper Drive Time. Like, subscribe, ding the bell to make sure you're getting these videos. Hi, my name's Lee Jasper. This is Brixton, London, and you're watching Lee Jasper Drive Time.
I'm known as Papa Scotchy. My name is Mr. Hines, but I'm called the Mighty Wanderer as an acrobat because I was an acrobat working with 5 to 12-year-olds.
At the end of the day, the image of the black man needs to be addressed as well. For the young black boys, the image of the black man needs to be addressed. There is a lot of affluent black men, there's a lot of successful black businessmen doing really well. It's not highlighted, it's not promoted. As soon as a black man commits a crime, it's front page. And so, you know, if we really want to change the narrative and we really want to change the behaviour, then we've got to change the focus. These people that are carrying out knife crime, they're in the minority. Do you know how many young black men are in Oxford at the moment? Do you know how many young black men have just got their degrees and just passed their diplomas? A whole lot more than are out here doing knife crime.
As far as I can see, they're not taking the right steps towards preventing the knife crime.
Who's they?
Government, system, police, you know. On the whole, there's nothing really for the youths them to focus on to give them a future. And it's just escalating, the crime is just escalating.
There's been a lot of victim shaming because people want to blame parents and blame, see that the situation is out of control and look for people and not blame the fact that we've had so many years of austerity that are actually having a real impact on our community. And I think that, questions that should have been asked as well as where are all these kids getting knives and guns from? And where's the provenance of this? Who's bringing the drugs into our communities? And yes, our kids are selling, but who are grooming these kids to do all of this?
My opinion, you really want my opinion about this knife crime?
Well, first of all, partly it's a breakdown in communities. Part of that is down to austerity, where people are getting moved out from their communities and their support networks. Not just the elderly, but the young people as well. Community groups are closing down because they can't get funding. Now, if kids have got nothing to do, they'll get into trouble. They will, it's a fact. If you go back in our social history, you had the Telly Boys and the Mods and the Rockers, and they used to come out with bike chains. All right, now it's nice, but still hurting each other, fighting on the beaches at Brighton, going down there deliberately looking for a scrap. And people come out, and I believe that one of the reasons is frustration. And frustration builds anger, and anger is dangerous.
Okay, where do I start with this one? This is a big problem, right? Thank you for your time.
Let the government stop taking people's children and giving to other people. When the children them do anything, take them and the parents, whoever do the crime, both sides. You don't know the truth of the story, only God knows the truth. Take them and send them wherever they come from.
I mean, everybody gets angry. I get angry. Yeah. But I talk myself, I don't allow it to show. I don't allow anybody to see I've got angry. I go home, pour myself a glass of wine, put a funny film, put some music on, and wait for it to go away, and I don't come out and have any contact with anybody until I feel okay. But that's me, that's self-discipline.
The more you focus on a problem, is the bigger the problem gets. We have to focus on, stop dramatizing knife crime. Not to say that it's not important, but to say that
we need solutions.
We need solutions, and to focus on a solution. You can't.
No, you stay there.
Okay, you cannot frown at a mirror and it will smile back at you, right?
If they're born here, the parents born here, then you got a little ticklish thing there. But when you see the parents born somewhere else, take the children, the parents, and send them for 5 years. When they're born here, just think of something. When they're born here, send them in the army, and they're gonna solve the problem. Opening all them big this and that and that and that ain't creating no niceness. You understand? All you got to do is send them in the army if they're born here. If they're born in different place, send them abroad back for 5 years, and then you're going to see the crime going to stop.
It's sad. And I think that it's not only happening in the black communities, but for some strange reason, it's the black youths are the one that's everything that they do has been putting on the forefront.
I think my view is that I think we should stop shifting the blame to other people, and we need to look at ourselves and look at what we can do for ourselves, and stop expecting other people to fix our problem for us, because it's an internal issue. They didn't create this problem for us, and I agree that we do need more help from the government to help us tackle it, but we shouldn't blame them for us having this issue in the first place.
All is spending money opening for do this and sending people children to other people's children and then paying for this kind of thing, it ain't gonna work, trust me.
Well, so far I think it's about competition.
What a bad man.
Yeah, competition, follow fashion, and lack of knowledge. They don't have no direction in life, because the way how the system grew them.
To be honest, I think obviously those programs are politically driven, so there's a lot of a hidden agenda. When people are responding in anger, I think sometimes it can be quite short-sighted. Obviously, you suffer a loss of life, so people will naturally grieve and naturally want justice, and they'll naturally be angry about these things. But I think the issue around knife crime is more to do with what's going on in the communities, in the inner cities in London. I think knife crime is just a prerequisite of some of the wider problems that should be addressed.
You cannot hit the children, you cannot talk to them, you cannot hit the children, you cannot talk to them. Everything is the government laws and government rules, so that gives them the more open way.
I am 64, my son is 18. Oh, worried, yeah. Worried, I'm very, very worried. Because as I walk the streets, I see what's going on with the youths of today. I see how vicious they are. I see what's happening, right? And I'm worried for my 18-year-old along with other 18-year-olds.
And I mean, there's so many questions that the community are asking ourselves and have been trying to get the authorities to take on board. For example, policing in our neighbourhoods. So we're criminalising young black boys in possession of small amounts of drugs. Yet the policing in, say, Glastonbury is completely different, where middle-class kids maybe get a ticking off and are let go.
That's something that the government had to look into and pull up. Make new rules.
Make new laws.
Yeah, new laws.
I mean, I've worked with kids all my life, and my focus was always to show kids the right direction for the future. I had a skill, which was my vehicle. I was an acrobat, and that was my vehicle into getting into the minds of children, not only to teach them my skill, but in order to teach them how to socialize and how to live in the community. But the real reason for all of this going on is because there is no focus on youth development as far as I can see. There's not enough.
The other thing I think is a lack of direction, and I don't mean moral direction. There's no apprenticeships anymore. There's nothing for them to aspire to. Well, you get a job of what, filling shelves in the supermarket. Nothing wrong with filling shelves in the supermarket, but a young person that's got hopes and dreams. I mean, I bought my first house when I was 21. I was born in 53. I had my first child when I was 24. And they're both grown up, got university degrees, and they're in different countries now. And I had them busy every night of the week. Swimming club, marching band, Boy Scouts, Cubs, Girl Scouts.
And you could afford to do that?
Well, because I was working, yes.
Yeah.
Now, the point is, you don't have to have a lot of money to find things for kids to do.
That's right.
You don't have to have a lot of money.
Saying you cannot frown at a mirror and it will smile back at you.
All you mean is we can't read bad news every day.
Thank you.
And
And expect good things to happen.
Right.
Right?
Talk it.
Facts. Yeah? So what I'm saying is this universe is a mirror.
Yeah.
Right? And this is a reflection of what's going on within. You understand? Right? So we have to start looking at solutions. I feel if these children were given more advantages in terms of learning how to develop businesses, learning how to trade, make trades, and investing, and learning the skills that will make them independent and self-sufficient.
Well, you can say to these parents themselves need to look after themselves. These parents got to go and work and do all this kind of thing. What could the parents do? The parents can't do. We will tell you. We will tell you. You're running it on me because I'm telling you the truth.
Don't worry about it.
The parents got to work. Here's where we paying bills.
Yeah.
Here's where everything the food got to go on the table and all this kind of thing. The parents are there for the children and they are bringing the children, and then the government take the children from the parents. So what do you want the parents do? If the parents try to scold the children, they take the children away from them. How the problem gonna solve? Parents got to look after the children, my dear.
And it doesn't look good on us as the black community. And it seems like it causes fear on all the younger generations who's coming up. So then what's happening is that some youths who will never carry knife and stuff like that will end up now starting carrying knife to protect themselves, or just in case if something happen.
So it's all about, you know, the kids having a lack of respect. And in this day and age, respect is not what it was when I was growing up. And because the kids have less respect, they're more likely to do crime. They're less likely to, you know, look up to the elders or people in positions of, you know, where we can actually mentor them and look up to us. They're looking up to other adults that are carrying knives. They're looking up to other adults that are dealing drugs, and they're looking up to them. And they have more respect to them than you or I, who are going out to work on a daily basis and doing things honestly. They have less respect for that.
I don't want to talk about black and white, because I think if you were having this interview in Glasgow or Edinburgh, it would be the same narrative. So I think what people need to do is they need to remove the race issue from it. Yeah, there is a problem with young adults in England. There's a problem with austerity. There's a problem with a lack of inclusion. And all of these things are driven by the governments, the local councils, community leaders. They should have a lot more influence over the young. It's very easy for us all to talk. By the end of the day, it requires funding and it requires a real effort. It's a full-time job.
It's not all down to the parents, right? Because when the children go to school, the teachers are meant to be their parents for that period of time, and they have to look into it. But besides all of that, what activity is there for the kids when they leave school or in the afternoons after school clubs? What activities are there? You know, there are no community fundings for anything. As soon as they get a little funding, after 2-3 months, they said they run out of funds and the thing closes down. So, you know, I've been working with youths in this country for quite some time.
So, you know, rather than shifting the blame on the police, on the government, it's us. It's our problem. We have to deal with it at home before they even leave the yard to go out and where they deal with it in there. Because they're leaving your yard. The parents at home listen to this. They're leaving your yard with that knife in their back pocket.
Let's have a look.
Influence and the environment dictates, yeah?
Well, yes, it's quite fashionable, isn't it, to be into Class A drugs. It's a rite of passage if you're a certain kind of Tory politician. If you're a young black boy, it's setting you on a spiral of having a criminal record, not having employment, and getting further into the crime scene. So there is a lot of hypocrisy, and the community's pretty angry. Yes, we've got a public health approach now, but this is really a problem that has been going on for decades, and austerity is just making it a lot worse.
A lot of these children that are rolling with the knives and all of that, they need to know that when you roll with a weapon, it gives off a vibration. So you're carrying a certain vibration, a certain energy on you, and it will come to a point where you're gonna have to use it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Not even only parental, even as a youth. I think you know what's right, what's wrong. So you need to take your responsibility. If you know that your friends are involved in certain things that they should not be involved in, just stay away from it. You know?
And coming up on the streets, you know, we do what we say. If we say you got to do something, you got to do it. So there's no point having things on you and stuff if you ain't gonna use it and all of
Styling
that.
it out.
Right. And not only that, but you're carrying a negative vibration on your person.
In the meantime, when you're out busy trying to get your head down so you can pay the bills, your kids, you're not seeing what your kids are up to, but then that doesn't mean that it's the police's fault. It doesn't mean it's the authorities' fault. It's still a problem that starts at home.
What people earn for a living is irrelevant. I think that you've got to look at the society that we live in. You know, there are plenty of people that are poor that are doing well academically. There are plenty of people that are financially stable that haven't got a clue. So you can't really class what someone's income is or lack of income as a reason for or lack of reason to do better for themselves.
We asked Lambert to give us the building. We would fund it ourselves. We would do everything ourselves. We don't need the lottery money, right? And they fight us all the time. They never gave us. And now they break it down and build a wasted piece of space where nothing is happening, right? When we could have had youths from the Lambert community doing constructive and developing things there.
My heart sinks every time I hear of a stabbing or shooting in Tulse Hill, which is where I live. So people cannot just initiate a commission and then do nothing with it. There has to be action. And I think what's really useful is that people are actually looking at great case studies. We've got great case studies from Scotland on where things can be turned around, but it needs action, it needs investment, it needs a change of mind, a change of mindset. It needs to look at all manner of different things, which is why the public health approach is good, because it's not just a case of locking up and throwing away the key. You know, prisons are incubators of more crime.
It's all about Sun Tzu, my brother. Like, it's all in the mind, innit? It's in your mind, innit? The ultimate form of Sun Tzu is where you make conflict altogether unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because you've already won mentally.
Yeah.
Now we need to start training these youth to think more positive, because we're killing each other.
Yeah.
And you're killing yourself. So that is genocide, because one person you kill could have had many, many children. So this is a form of genocide.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not just parents, it's community. Yeah, it's a parental problem, but when the parents are not around, it's a community problem. So when you're a kid and you ain't got nowhere to go or nothing to do to occupy your active mind and active body, what are you gonna do with all that energy?
Yeah.
You know, that unspent energy. What are you gonna?
I think when you're growing up, you know what's wrong, what's right, especially if you're coming from, I would say, the black family, but
Yeah.
you know what's wrong, what's right.
I could talk about music. Why is it that conscious rappers and conscious artists don't make no money? Why is it that the music industry are promoting?
Just the bad man.
They're promoting the bad man image. They're promoting the drug dealers. They're promoting these things. So you know, young minds, they're like sponges. You know, you can teach a child absolutely anything.
Everybody's ending up losing because the family of the person who passed away ending up not even sometime recover from that, and your mom and your dad probably not either, and you're losing. There is more to life to just crime and taking somebody's life.
And you know, it's about the minute you put a vulnerable kid outside of the system, you're actually sending them on a path to more crime.
Social skills.
Yeah.
If we give the young people the opportunity, you're not going to get everybody. You can't heal everybody. You can't cure everybody.
Yeah.
But if you give them the opportunity to learn social skills, especially if they see their peers doing it, they go, hang on a minute, I'm missing out on something here, and that's the secret. If they think they're missing out, that's the one.
Thank you. And that's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a conditioning that we've been programmed into. The knife crime is a program.
Yeah.
It's a program.
Set for you.
Set for you. It's set up for you.
Lee Jasper Drive Time. S-Rise, voice of Guada. London, hear me out. Hold on, better days are coming. Hold on, brighter days are coming. Hold on, sunny days are coming. After the rain, the sun shall rise again. Hold on, better days are coming. Hold on, brighter days are coming. Hold on, sunny days are coming. After the rain, the sun shall rise again. Rise and shine, get to you, sky is the limit. We keep rising, my motto, me I sing it. Righteousness, me I chant, so me defend it. Grateful attitude, it's a must, better you believe it.
Positive mindset, trust me, God, let me keep it. Your self-esteem make sure nobody ever